What's going on, people? Welcome back to Will It Drift? First episode in about 4 months. We're up to episode 7 now. That's awesome. It's great to be doing this again. It's been a long time coming. Delighted to be back doing it. But however, here we have the Aston Martins Cygnet. It is amazing stock. Look at this. I mean, come on. Look at that acceleration speed. Go on. So as stock, this thing comes with 97 horsepower, 92 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 2,520 pounds. So that's a lot for such a small car, I think. And as you can see here, like, it's unbelievable. Look at these flicky entry turns that I'm getting into corners and the line that it takes on. It's amazing. It's just fantastic little car this is. Rumour is Daigo Saito's actually planning to build one. True or not, I don't know, but the guy seems to just build anything, so I wouldn't put it past him. But seriously, it's awful. Awful. 97 horsepower, sorry. Just as, like, to give credit where credit's due, I seen a guy in a random public lobby drifting one of these when we had all our Ford Transits and what are those, the big Jeeps, the Ford Jeep, Raptor Jeep things. He was in one of these things and he was actually keeping up, and I was like, what is this sorcery? Because I was fully convinced that that this was an electric car. I was sure of it. Look at that sexy ass wall top. Get in there, backwards entry and everything. It's just amazing. Alright, not really. No, it's hideous. Like, to start off with, it's hideous. It's got no power whatsoever. It accelerates fair enough because it's like 92 foot-pounds of torque in a tiny little car like that. Even though, like I said, it weighs 2,500 pounds. That's quite a bit for the size of it. But yeah. So as standard, it's pretty awful. But let's get on to the main build because I was curious. I mean, it's a tiny car. It's a weird one. Why it even comes with a rear-wheel drive swap in the first place is mind-boggling to me. But sure, however. So as you can see here, here's the medium build. I've upped it to 111 horsepower, 106 foot-pounds of torque, and it's down to 2,345 pounds. Still quite heavy. And what I've done to it for the medium build is single turbo upgrade, race springs, and race weight reduction. I always worry if I say that right. Race weight reduction. It's a hard one. But yeah, and the drivetrain is all race just so I could get faster gear changes and race roll cage. And it's still pretty piss poor, if I'm honest. It didn't, like, usually when I do these medium builds, the car gets somewhat of an improvement, and this, like, little nippier, a little faster, but still not so much anything really. It's only after about 4,000 RPMs when the turbo kicks in properly, that's when you get some kind of something out of it. Other than that, it's still got no power. The race springs and the roll cage and stuff like that means that it is stiffer in that build, but it's still just awful. It wasn't looking good for the Cygnet at that stage at all. But here's the full build. As you can see, I painted a nice shade of orange, changed the rims up, painted them black, and did like a full tune-up on it. It's now got horsepower is 270. 239 foot-pounds of torque, weighs 2,267, so it didn't lose a lot of weight at all, really, only about 300 pounds. But let's look at it. It's better. It's actually drifting. Like, you can actually control drifts with it. It's crazy. It's got stock tires on it. I didn't like anything other than that. Would have just been like, it would have added too much grip for a car that already doesn't have a whole lot of power. So I just left the tires stock with the max rear width and stock front width. Pretty much maxed out. It's basically like race everything. And you can see the difference is just mental. Like, it's actually really all right. Like, to be honest, like, it's not the best drift car in the world, obviously, but like, it actually does go sideways and stay sideways for a decent amount of time before it straightens out or whatever. Because naturally it wants to understeer, because it's like naturally a front wheel drive car. Like, it just wants to pull straight forward all the time, even with the rear wheel drive swap. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, it's got good speed, it handles well, it's nice and stiff now. There's little to no body roll, like I could tell. It's hard to link the corners still because it's still not got a whole lot of power, but it's a surprise package overall. So my question is, will it drift? And I'm gonna say surprisingly no. Because while it is good, while it is a cool little fun car, and it is something that you could probably take two of them out with a buddy or a couple of buddies, get into a 16-man lobby of everyone with Cygnets, that'd probably be all. Like, you wouldn't actually ever properly want to use it. It's just fun. It's not anything serious. I definitely recommend you try it out just for fun. But as far as any kind of serious drifting goes, I'm gonna say no. I could have went with perhaps because it does drift, but as far as drifting properly goes, it's a no from me on this one. Try it yourself though. See if you can make it work even better than I did. I'm not the most amazing tuner in the world, so maybe some of you guys can get it to work even better. But for now, it's no. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching the video, and goodbye.